This is the Geforce GTX 950. It's a 2 gig, fairly basic GPU. This is the ASUS STRIX variant, which is a little bit overclocked and a little bit nicer than the generic, but realistically, it's a low-end GPU, and we're gonna take a look at exactly how low-end it is and do some game testing on it. But it is worth mentioning this will run off of a single PCI Express power plug, so it's a low power card. It is also it is SLI capable, and it does have, once again, DVI connectors. I didn't think that anything this late had that, but this did. This did come out in 2015, late 2015, actually. Looks like, actually, I originally thought it was a 14 card, but it looks like it must have been released sometime around the same time as the 980 Ti. So a little bit of interesting info there. So let's jump into it, and then we'll do some video, some game demo on it. So this is our GTX 950. As you can see, this is kind of a fairly cool aftermarket model. This is the ASUS STRIX variant of it. So I wanted to take a look at this. This is our test bed that we're going to be testing with. As is usual with this type of GPU testing, I like to do what I call period-specific testing. You know, we could throw this in my 13900K. I think I've done some videos with other 950s in my 13900K, but for these videos, I really like to show what it would have been like had you purchased this video card and used it with hardware that would have been the thing back in the day. Hell, I probably should have swapped maybe a 4590 or a 4690K or something in here, because you wouldn't have really usually paired this with a 4790K. But that being said, fundamentally, this hardware was available in 2014 when the 950 would have been a available product. So 4790K, 32 gigs of RAM, which again was available. Most people didn't run it, but you could have back in the day. It just would have been expensive. I am gonna say I did already do the game testing before shooting this part of the video. This is a solidly 1080p mid-level, low to mid-level experience from, I don't know, it's 2014, 2013 was about when this card came out. I'm thinking 2014. Yeah, 2014, this would have been 14. I don't know exactly what first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. I don't know exactly when. I didn't look, but this would have been a 2014 card. This is not one of those GPUs where we're going to use it and be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I can't believe how well that's held up. No. but it did demonstrate that it is solidly a 1080p low to mid-range experience from the day, and that is exactly what this card was meant to be. So I think it answers the question, was it any good back then? And I would say, generally speaking, yeah, for the money that these cost, it was probably pretty good. So let's jump into the games, and we'll see what we're working with and see how stuff runs, and have some fun. So this is the first one we're going to look at. This is Cyberpunk. Just a quick look at the settings. We're running 1080p, and I have as much frame gen and upscaling and stuff turned on as I could. We're running the AMD FSR3 frame gen, which I found was like a gain of like 10 FPS. We're running balanced on the FSR. Everything else should be turned, yeah, all the way down. So this one is on the very outer edge of playable. I strongly suspect that the 2 gigs of video RAM is really killing us here. Because I've used cards that are slower than this, but have quite a bit more video RAM, and they run Cyberpunk better than this. So, and there isn't really anywhere to go. The only other thing that we could do is keep adding more FSR. I mean, dang it. This has been a problem I have as well. When you put in an FSR, it tweaks out, and then you got to change the resolution, and then you got to change it again. It's going to work now. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Okay, so that's at... I mean, that didn't really gain us anything. Like, we're really... The only thing I can do, let's try this. Let's try turning resolution down to 7. Well, let's do that first. There we get that again. I don't know why it does this. It's really annoying. I guess I might as well change the monitor to 16:9. Okay, yeah, so we're clearly constrained by resolution, which would suggest that it's that video RAM that's really tanking us. So we're going to have to deal with this again. Okay, got to deal with that. Let's go 16:9 again. Oh, and that's not good. Suddenly we have no... Must have killed that. So I bet it won't actually kill the frame rate. Oh. Look at that. Okay, it didn't like all of that. Okay, let's load her up again. Come on. Okay, let's play Cyberpunk. This is probably the oldest, lowest end NVIDIA card that can run Cyberpunk. Like the modern version, without having to do what I did last time where I ran an old 1.6 version. Now, you probably would get better frame rate, I bet, because the system requirements have increased over the years. But this is probably the oldest GPU, at least NVIDIA, that you're going to get that's going to run this game as it was intended. And I guess that depends on your definition of intended, but let's see what we get. I bet we get like, I don't know, 45 FPS, which is, in my opinion, technically playable, though not pretty. Loaded fast for a 4th gen. What do we get? Oh, okay, that's higher than I was expecting. So, under these circumstances, I'm going to actually say, turn your video settings. Oh, what is this doing? It's probably tweaking again. Okay, so for quality, your best bet isn't to lower settings. Your best bet is actually... Let's turn some of this up. Oh, let's do this. Let's turn it up to medium. Okay. Leave that all on. Quality. This probably isn't necessary to restart it. Okay, that actually didn't make it any better. Yeah, I mean, it's just not a good experience. There's just not a lot of... Okay, that... Turn it all down. There's just not a lot of room on this one. There's really nowhere to go. I mean, that looks like it's your best bet. Low settings. It's not pretty, but there you have it. There's Cyberpunk on the GTX 950. So let's move on to the next one. This is Battlefield 5. It's actually running, again, quite well. It's another good example of probably a fun, older but not ancient title that's going to look pretty good. Sorry if there's any weird coloring stuff going on. It seems to be trying to forcibly apply some sort of auto HDR, but only to my only to my capture card, and honestly, I don't really have enough time. We're not trying to put a ton of time into these games, so I'm not going to try to solve it. But so let's look at our settings. So we're running 1080p. We are running pretty much all medium settings. I put it in custom, and then I changed everything to medium. So it's a solid medium experience. I'm going to say hold with... I'll probably hold with the 1080p again. I really think 1080p is a better option than trying to go 1440. I like to push these older cards, but the 950 really seems to be constrained by the 2 gigs of video RAM, and it just does not want to run 1440. So we're not even going to try on that. Let's see. I'm probably going to get killed fast because I can't hear volume. Where the heck are they? This was a campaign I actually always really liked. It's a little bit short compared to some games, but it's still quite a bit of fun. I kind of like the icy, wintry environment that they have on this one. It looks nice. But definitely looks good enough. Definitely worth a play if you're running on this hardware and you just want something good to... Well, that's interesting. Looks like we're on... I thought I had VSync turned off. Where the heck did it go? Advanced. Oh, it is on. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Maybe I can turn it higher than this. You know, you might be able to hit 1440 on this. Let's try. Let's turn our settings up. Just, dang it. I do there. Okay. Options. Advanced options. Let's turn everything up to high here and see what happens. I bet it might be playable. Yeah, that's playable. I'd say play it at the high setting. High setting, 1080p. Hands down, yeah. Well, frame rate's dropping a little, but on a game like this, I tend to think anything over a solid 30 is probably going to be fine. Did I get them? Did I get the Nazis? Oh, these guys are going to try to kill me. And that didn't go good for him. For him. Wait, was there one more? These guys really aren't doing a good job at staying alive. Okay, that's all I'm going to show on this one, so let's get on to the next one. Okay, so this is Crysis 3. We are running at 1080p. Generally medium setting level. Let's see. Dang it. So medium setting level. This is a game I would strongly recommend if you want to have fun on a system like this. Because this, even though it's a comparatively low-end GPU, it's new enough that it's advanced enough at this point where a low-end video card like this can run this just fine. And it looks good. You may be able to crank up to 1440 on this one. Currently, we're running 1080. I'm gonna say that this GPU is solidly 1080 at best. So I would be running it at 1080 if it were me. But the entire experience is here. You don't have to. It's not so badly compromised that it's no fun, which I'm really just not a fan of. Let's see if I can get these guys. Did I get them? Dang, they do not want to go with these kind of arrows. I guess I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Oh, come on. Where are they? Oh. Oh, he got me! Dang it! You know, I keep losing at this area. I'm tempted just to cloak and sneak through it at this point. Okay, let's do it again. Yeah, I mean, this looks really good. And there they go. Where's the other guy? Oh, there goes this guy. Boom. So, you know, I don't think you need to see a ton of this. I'm going to... 2 minutes in this case, I think, is fine. It gives you an idea. Frame rate's reasonably solid. It's not 60, but it's good enough. It's fine. And it looks good. So this is definitely I would put this on the definitely playlist if you're running on an older GPU. Or not even, it's not even ancient. It's not an ancient GPU. It's a low-end GPU is what it is. So anyway, let's get on to the next one. Okay, so the next one we're looking at is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So just like Cyberpunk, we're highly constrained. I suspect it's related to the 2 gigs of video RAM. It's playable. So the way we're running it right now is we're doing 1080p. There are no upscaling options here. Kind of this, but let's turn that down. Medium settings. So this is a game that I find will look like a totally different game if you're not running at least the medium setting. And so I generally would say I would deal with the loss of frame rate and just suck that up and run it at the medium. Oops, dang it. Frame rate is kind of pointless if you... Dang it, how do I... Darn it. Forgot how to play this one. There we go. It's been a while. Yeah, no, it's definitely playable. It's just you've got a lot of constraints on playability, and I think it's primarily the that 2 gigs of video RAM. But this is one I'm not going to show for very long. We're kind of getting the gist of what we need to see, which is why I started in a point where we could have quite a bit of action going on. But that should give you an idea of what to expect on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So let's get on to the next one. So this is Fortnite. It looks kind of crappy at the start here, but I already played one match and it's not bad. So taking a look at our settings, we are at 1080p, and we're running at performance mode. And then, except for view distance, I have everything turned as low as it'll go. I apologize for any bright coloration. I seem to be getting some sort of forced HDR mode, and I've been unable to figure out what the heck is causing it. Everything says it's not on, but it clearly appears to be on, so... But anyway, we're going to pause it for a minute until we get down on the ground and play for a few minutes and see how it runs. Okay, so we may have to play a couple of matches to get good, useful video. I'll know in a few minutes, but this appears to be one of those days and times when there appear to be quite a few competitive players playing today. I'm not actually that good. The heck is he? Oh, jeez. Ooh. Oh, maybe I did some damage. This guy doesn't seem to get that you got to get a little closer than that. Is he... Oh. Explosive repeater rifle. They brought that back. Isn't that special? Heck. So you've got computer players playing against each other. I'm really not a big fan of that. Oh, what the heck? That's the... I think that's an AI? I don't know. What's going on here? It's one of those ones where you got to kill him to get their weapon or something. Oh, look. Okay. Well, at least we're getting a little bit of action here, though, so we can see that it's, decent. It's definitely playable. I mean, even at a competitive level, this isn't bad. Trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do here, but... Oh, did I finally get another player? Oh, we finally got someone. Oh, come on. Oh, look! And I just annihilated them. That's special. Okay, so I think this gives us a pretty solid look at what we want to see, which is, in particular, how does it run when when we're running under quite a bit of heavy action, and it's really not bad. I'm actually kind of impressed. It's definitely playable at a very competitive level. So can I kill this guy? They're going to kill me first. They're all going to kill me. Did I get him? Ooh, I got him. Okay. So anyway, I hope you guys find this useful, and that's the last one I'm going to do. So thanks for watching.